What's up, nerds? Welcome to episode 6 of One Podcast for Nerds. This is your one podcast with four nerds where we talk video game news over the last 2 weeks. We scour the internet for the most popular yet most interesting stories around video game industry and give you our thoughts and opinions. Remember, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at One Podcast for Nerds. And I actually don't feel too bad plugging this. You can also find us on YouTube and Twitch. We'll be uploading some videos of Bones and I playing Apex and Nolan playing Halo for the first time, which I'm sure will be a lot of fun and super frustrating for me. I'd love to live stream that Halo game, but because we don't know when it's going to happen, we're probably just going to record it and I'll upload the video to YouTube and Twitch where you can enjoy him dying a lot and me getting super frustrated. And of course, you can donate. Yeah, I'm sure. And of course, you can donate to us through Acast support. The link is found in the description below. Or you can join us on Patreon for $4 a month where you can be a part of the show. If you're unable to do any of that, that's okay because you can still reach us with questions or just say hi by emailing onepodcastfornerds@gmail.com. With me today is Austin.
Hello.
And Captain Nolan is here.
I have returned to the show.
Yes, he is back, and I'm sure you all miss him from last week. I'm sure we all did. I did. I missed him. How's everybody doing anyways?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited to play Halo.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Halo with you because it's been a while since I've played two-player.
I'm sad because I can't play Halo.
Build a computer, man.
No.
I have my ritual podcast beer, so I'm all good to go. But before we start, we have a few announcements, which I'm now unsure if this is what I'll be doing for every episode. As you've heard in previous shows, we have started a couple new shows, which we're hoping to release in the next few months. They're coming together well, and we're excited to share those with you. All of them will be Patreon exclusive, but we don't want anyone to feel burned, especially anyone that listens to us through, anyone who doesn't want to spend the $4 a month and listens to us through like major podcast platforms. So to make that possible, we have decided to release one episode of each show once a month. So that way, even though you're not a part of the Patreon family or community, you can still listen to these new shows, especially if you're a huge fan and like listen to us here. As well, we've all decided starting May 2021, we're going to go back to being a weekly podcast. The reason why is because we've recently seen a drastic climb in listeners. And because of you and all of those who have been with us for the last 5 episodes, we want to thank you. It may not seem like a big milestone, but to us, it is. We appreciate every one of you who choose to listen to us. We know there are many options out there, and we're glad we are one of them. And we can't do it without our nerd community. Just want to say that. And with all of that out of the way, let's get to the news. Xbox Game Pass holders are getting some great shit on their way. This is from Robert Anderson at IGN, and I quote, "To kick things off strong this month, Outriders will be available right away on April 1st for Xbox Game Pass members on console. Today, Microsoft announced MLB The Show 21 is coming to Xbox Game Pass on launch day of April 20th. It's the latest in a steady rollout of news and updates on Game Pass. For example, all Game Pass Ultimate members can now access 16 Xbox and Xbox 360 games via Xbox Cloud Gaming on their Android mobile devices, including games like Oblivion and Fallout New Vegas. While we don't know about any other titles hitting Game Pass in April just yet, there's bound to be a slew of new and exciting games ready and waiting to be announced. So Xbox Game Pass already has Outriders, which I've already stated. And for anyone who doesn't know, because I don't think, Nolan, you probably don't know what Outriders is. And
no, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one of those new like live service games like Destiny and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, so according to Steam, Steam describes it as a 1 to 3 player co-op RPG shooter set in an original dark and desperate sci-fi universe. As mankind bleeds out in the trenches of Enoch, you'll create your own Outrider and embark on a journey across the stealth planet. With rich stories spanning a diverse world, you'll leave behind the slums and shanty towns of the first city and traverse forests, mountains, and deserts in the pursuit of a mysterious signal. I feel like I read that. Combining intense gunplay with violent powers, increasingly twisted weaponry and gear sets, Outriders offers countless hours of gameplay from one of the finest shooters developed in the industry, People Can Fly. So that's pretty cool that they get access to that right away. Like, I mean, again, kind of wish PlayStation would do something, but I mean,
considering the fact that MLB The Show 21 is coming to Game Pass. That's really cool because I don't know if you guys know, but the show, like the Major League Baseball games, the show has been PlayStation exclusive for like pretty much just since they started making them.
Yeah, no, it's been exclusive for a while, and but the thing is though is that it's exclusive, and this is the first time that Xbox gets it. And guess what? It's like if you pay the however much money, I don't know anymore, but if you pay the however much money, you get it for free now.
Yeah, that's really cool because I was under the impression that Sony would not be strong-armed, like they just wouldn't even consider it. But hey, if they're willing to do that, maybe Xbox players can be looking forward to a lot of different Sony stuff.
How do you think they were strong-armed? I think they were
I don't
strong-armed.
think by strong-arm might have been the wrong choice of words. When I by it, I meant like they've been so hard on sharing stuff that now like they're sitting there seeing the stuff. They're like, all right, let's try it out with MLB The Show.
I actually think the Major League Baseball had a lot more to do with this than Sony.
I would think so.
I would think it's licensed, right? So I would think that they were like, hey, we know you have a ton of like consoles out in the world, but there's also this whole other market that we're not selling to, because like the major leagues get a profit share. So they're like, why not? Like they might have been like, if you don't make this third party to like Xbox, then we might go with a third party developer that's more willing, because Sony makes the game, like Sony Studios makes the game. Mm-hmm. So that'd be a lot of that on its own would be like a lot of revenue loss from and also like employees too. Would they have to lay off some people because whatever studio's making it, I can't remember, sorry everybody, but whatever studio's making it, that's a big hit because that's a huge game.
It's it doesn't really say, it just says San Diego studio.
Oh, so it is the San Diego studio. Yeah, the place. Yeah. No, that's right. That's a Sony San Diego.
Yep. Uh-huh. So no, like, and that's what I mean. So like Outriders is cool and everything like that, but it is too early to tell, and I don't mean to like shoot them in the leg before it gets started.
No, right? That's fair.
But every other live server game that has started has had a very rocky start.
No, that's fair. So,
I mean, hey, if you got Game Pass, at least you're getting it for really cheap. But the MLB The Show is really big news for me at the very least.
And so just to recap for March, Xbox got the following: Undertale, cloud, console, and PC; Empire Sin, cloud, console, and PC; Nier Automata, PC; Star Wars Squadron, console, but you can also get that on PC; Torchlight 3, PC; Genesis Noir, console and PC; Octopath Traveler, which was a Nintendo exclusive, console and PC; Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, Ultimate Edition, PC; Superland, PC; Yakuza 6 is cloud, console, and PC; Narita Boy, cloud, console, and PC; and Outriders, cloud and console, because you don't get it on PC. And then they also like had like all the freaking all the fucking Bethesda games come out, and also you also have access to all the EA on console and now PC. Which is why I'm surprised when they wrote Star Wars Squadrons, they write PC, because you can't play it on PC with EA Play, because you have access to that with your subscription.
So yeah, I don't know too much about the list that you just laid out there, but the fact that Undertale, Nier Automata, and Yakuza is going to be on Game Pass, that's fucking dope. Those are amazing games.
They already are on Game Pass. They were put last month.
Oh.
Yeah, no, these are all the ones. Yeah, so I have PC. See, the thing is though is that like not all these things are to every available like output. So like some are console exclusive, some are PC, some are both. Some cloud and PC, cloud and console seem to go hand in hand though for the most part. Yeah, so I mean honestly, for however much money you're paying, which I think in Canada it's like what, $10, maybe
$11.99. I just signed up to it.
There you go. So like, I mean, that's a pretty. I mean, because there's so much more than just that, but it's a pretty sweet deal. Like I'm playing. I regret it, but on Game Pass, I'm playing Final Fantasy VIII, the remastered, which is not well ported, but I don't know. I mean, I can play it for free, so whatever. I didn't really sink anything into it. And Dragon Quest XI is also on there.
What's your opinions of Final Fantasy VIII?
I played it when I was like, when I had the PS1. I haven't touched it since, so this is gonna be like 15 years or whatever. But like,
it's supposed to be the best JRPG in a long time.
I would still. I think I'd still say 7's better. I think 7's better. I also think
I
that.
agree.
I also think 7 was better ported to like PC and everything else. I find that Final Fantasy 8 is a little glitchy on PC and stuff. So that's that's just my opinion, but
I also liked 9 better than 8 as well.
yeah, I liked 9 too. It's also on Xbox Game Pass. I mean, I'm gonna play it because I remember fucking Squall, but that's about it. I play with a really old friend of mine that used to live across the street. We would play it every day, so that was my memory of Final Fantasy VIII, and then switching discs and stuff. But when you had to do that because it was the early 2000s. Yeah, but moving on, then we have what I have titled "Rest in Peace Xbox Live," and this is from Kotaku's Ari Notice. First launched, I actually also quoted this out of order because I feel like it just works better. But first launched in 2002, Xbox Live allowed players to play Xbox games online for free. The 9 original live compatible games included Mech Assault, which I actually loved, NFL Fever 2003. As of last year, oh sorry, there's a period there. 2003. As of last year, the service is no longer available for the original 2001 Xbox, but a third-party project is trying to restore functionality. But now the name Xbox Live is dead. You'll still be able to play Xbox games online, but the suite of Xbox Online services will now be known as Xbox Network, Microsoft confirmed today to The Verge. This morning, many Xbox users noticed a small change in the Xbox dashboard. While uploading a screenshot to Xbox Live, some players noticed a reference to Xbox Network, where Xbox Live used to be. Xbox Network refers to the underlying Xbox Online services, which was updated in the Microsoft Service Agreement. A Microsoft spokesperson told The Verge, the update from Xbox Live to Xbox Network is intended to distinguish the underlying services from Xbox Live Gold membership. So, and this goes hand in hand too, because I guess the way I'm looking at this is what does Microsoft own? Like Skype and Xbox Live and whatever. And then also there's now Discord. Microsoft is looking to buy Discord. So I think, just putting all that sleuth of stuff underneath each other. Yeah.
Why do they need to change it?
I think it's just to make it like a hub of everything, of all the services that, I don't own an Xbox, so I can't really say for sure, but they do own a lot of services that fall under Xbox Live that I think they have their gamer base using in separate ways, and this is just kind of to make it into a clump sum where it's this will now connect to this, and this will now connect to that, and this will connect to this, and this will connect to that, and then it's just Xbox Network.
I can understand why you're saying it just seems kind of redundant, right? You've had this title and it's a recognizable title for what you said it first launched in 2002, right? For just over 2 decades, and you just decide to change it to something as bland as Xbox Network, right? If you want to keep everything in this whole bubble, right? Why did you keep the Xbox title and why not change it to Microsoft Network? Because its Discord isn't called Xbox, Skype isn't called Xbox.
Well, I think maybe they're
trying. The whole idea behind the original Xbox and what Microsoft wanted it to be was they wanted the original Xbox. Their grand vision for it was to be for all of your entertainment purposes what Google Home is now. That's what Microsoft said about the original Xbox and their vision for what it would be. So instead of calling it Xbox Live, maybe Xbox Network kind of falls more in line with what their grand vision is, where everything's just networked to through the Xbox and you just control everything that way.
Yeah, because I remember Xbox One, you could watch TV on your Xbox. You could hook up your cable to it or whatever, and you could use Xbox TV. You could stream services.
And how well did that turn out for them?
Yeah, I know the TV thing I don't think turned out too well. But I
think they were ahead of the time there, though.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's an entertainment box, right? So it's the do-all box. Let's say it that way. It's the box that's supposed to do everything. I think Nolan's right. Maybe they were just ahead. Well, not. I wouldn't even say ahead of their time, but maybe kind of in a weird, awkward spot where cable starting to kind of die, streaming services are kind of coming in, and then Xbox kind of plopped themselves in the middle where they were a little too late but a little too early for some of the qualities that they wanted to put into the Xbox One. And that's not the main issue with the Xbox One. but like, like when they envisioned it and what it could be, I think, yeah, like a little too late for cable, a little too early for like the streaming thing to a degree, and like, and just, like I think if they were to be like, here's an Xbox, and like turned it and like added like Roku into it, like not Roku itself, but kind of did the same thing like a Roku does, where like you can just open it up and like all your streaming services are there, and you can just, click what you need, what you're subscribing to, and just leave it like that, right? Where like,
No,
there's a limited amount of availability for streaming services on like Xbox and PlayStation.
you're right. No, you're right. Like I said, it's just it seems like they're throwing away a name that actually had meaning and everything like that for over like I said for over 2 decades
Yeah,
for something
live is synonymous with gaming, and that might be what they're trying to get away from.
Super generic. And like I said with the last time with the Xbox One, they tried to get away from gaming, and that didn't turn out very well for their sales. Now did it? Right? And that's totally fine that they want to like change it. I just think, as somebody who used to have Xbox Live, and you're right, it doesn't affect me. It just seems kind of stupid. That's all.
I also
just
think
voicing a different opinion.
No. I think you and I also have more sentimental value to Xbox Live than maybe most. Like, I mean, like I remember Xbox Live like being like, I think it was I got it in 2004 or 5, and like, like as a child, you're just like, oh, I can't, I need mom's credit card to like subscribe to this for like, I think back then it was $7 a month for Xbox Live, and I finally got it, and man, did I play so much Halo.
Oh.
Like Halo 2 is like my go-to on the original Xbox Live.
No, you're right. Like I said, it just seems like if they're gonna do something like that, at least be more creative. It's such a boring generic name.
But it's slick and clean, Like, I mean,
it
like
is. It is what it says it does.
And you have to realize that they're not. I don't think they're trying to so much appeal to us as they're trying to appeal to newer people entering the gaming industry, like Game Force.
No,
I guess,
I'm an angry old gamer, and
yeah,
this is bullshit.
I mean that's where we are. I mean, that is what it is. Like, we like our old ways, and these youngins are coming along and changing all.
Don't change my shit.
Yeah, but yeah.
Does that make me? I'm just the old grandpa. What?
You're like the great grandfather of gaming. When the gaming industry,
you're too senile to be angry.
Yeah, you don't even know. You don't know what's going on, Graham.
You're like, what
half the time I don't know.
You're at this point you're listening to like the 60s, and we're loving the 70s music. That's where it is. So you're like the Oscars and angry that like that rock genre got entered, or the Grammys, sorry, and the rock genre got entered into the Grammys.
Don't get me started on hip hop then.
Yeah, there you go. See. My PC moving on to the next one. My PC lovers, we're getting Age of Empires 4 reveal. So again, this is by IGN, by Joe Screbbles. Microsoft has announced an Age of Empires fan preview event for April 10th and promises surprising reveals of Age of Empires 4. This event will be broadcasted on April 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK. So if you need to know that, if you listen over there, Brussels, that counts for you, I guess. Maybe you're like an hour away, but and we'll include news on Age of Empires 4, as well as Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition and Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. I actually don't own Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. I do own 1 and 2 though. But has anyone played Age of Empires?
I played the original one and loved it, and sunk so many hours into that.
When I was really little, I used to play Age of Empires 2 at the library.
That's really little.
Yeah, really little.
Yeah.
I'm talking like maybe 7 or 8.
Surprisingly, my first one was the third, because the reason why I got Age of Empires 3 was because I had a gaming PC before that, and then I don't really remember what happened to it, but we didn't have it anymore. And I think my parents actually didn't have a computer for a little bit. So I ended up, for my graduation, I ended up getting a Mac. And like back then, there wasn't a lot of video games on Mac, but Age of Empires 3 was one of them. And
So when did
so,
Age of Empires 3 come out?
oh god, in 2007 or 8.
Really?
Yeah, because it was 2009 when I got my Mac. But I'm gonna quickly gander here real quick, and it was 2005. Wow, it was 3 years off.
Wow.
So, but yeah, so I got it. I got Age of Empires 3 because I had a Mac, and it was one of the few games that would work on it.
That's
And
a
I,
long
I,
time.
I played the shit out of it. I didn't,
And
man. I love RTS.
so they're releasing a sequel 16 years after the last entry of the series?
I think because so from what I was reading, I don't know how well Age of Empires 3 did, but I don't think it was received super well. And then I know the definitive editions also weren't received super well. So I think the franchise was kind of just on a hiatus to maybe try to figure out I think maybe trying to figure out what they can do better and how they can improve the game. So I mean, 16 years is a long time, but yeah, I mean, I think that's
At
just
that
maybe
point,
what
why
they
don't you
did.
just reboot it?
I mean, they might to some degree. I mean, I don't even know why it's numbered because I can't remember. I don't think it's chronological in any way, is it?
Like I said, I've only played 2, and I was back when I was like a wee
Yeah,
lad.
I don't think it because I played 3 and didn't seem like it mattered if I played 2 or 1. So I mean for all we know, if we call it Age of Empires 4 reboot, who knows?
Yeah.
I doubt they'd call it that, but I'm saying it can just be whatever it is, right?
I mean, Final Fantasy VII is just called Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy 7 was just called Final Fantasy 7.
No, you're
Like
right.
there's no subtitle to it, so I mean, remake's better than anything, I guess. I don't know. Also, anything that's remade, or updated is like remake or remastered. It's always in the title. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited. I thoroughly enjoyed um Age of Empires 3, and I've gone back to 1 and 2. I find 1 and 2 hard, sure, but that happens. I think that happens mostly with sequels, where as they progress and with sequels, I find they get easier.
See, like you said, you find 1 and 2 harder, but all you have to do is get into the cheat code box, type in "Who's your daddy" like 37 times, and just blow open the entire map. That's all you need.
Yeah, but it's fun to die a lot and get murdered by elephants on a regular basis. Because man, those fuckers, like you
So
need 6 dudes to take them down.
yeah, see, I see your elephant with like 6 dudes on top throwing spears to my fucking Shelby Cobra with a rocket launcher on the back of it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, we're done with Microsoft. So let's move on to the PlayStation news because I actually tried very very hard to get a bit of everything in here. I know, I know. So the PS Store for PS3, PSP, and PS Vita are closing shop. So I am super sorry, but I don't remember where I got this from. But I'm pretty sure it's Kotaku. Oh no, this was Video Game Chronicles. Right. So Sony has announced that July 2nd. I'm not quoting it yet, but Sony has announced July 2nd, PS3 and PSP store will close. And August 27th, the PS Vita store also gets shut down. You'll be able to re-download your games for the foreseeable future, but no longer will be able to purchase new ones. And this is according to Video Game Chronicles, because this was a really interesting article. I quote, although users will still be able to re-download their previous purchases for the foreseeable future from July 2nd, it will no longer be possible to buy games on the PS3 or PSP online marketplaces. And come August 27th, the same will apply to the Vita 2. Of the games set to disappear from the format, the vast majority are available on other platforms such as the older PlayStation consoles or PC. However, around 120 games will essentially become lost forever once the store closes, their analyst suggests. Some titles will essentially become Xbox console exclusives, such as Beyond Good and Evil HD, Lara Croft, and the Guardians of Light, and both Bionic Commando games. In total, around 2,200 digital-only games will disappear after the store closes, including around 630 digital-only Vita games, 730 digital-only PS3 games, and PSN games, and a small number of digital-only PSP games, 293 PlayStation Minis, 336 PS2 Classics, and around 260 PS1 Classics, particularly on PSP and Vita. A number above are estimates. Sony has pulled the online version of the store already, which has made exact data more difficult to find. As such, we've had to rely on cleaning our own list to come up with these figures, and there will be some discrepancies, such as games I've already pulled from the store in the past. So, just to put in perspective, the PS3 launched in 2006, the PSP launched in 2005, and the Vita launched in 2012. Those were all North American launch dates. So yeah, I mean, let's I guess generically let's go with thoughts.
It's
Of games to lose, but I'm sure they're going to do something to bring a lot of those or make a lot of those available again.
just an excuse to charge us again for them.
That's probably it.
I mean, Nintendo does that very well. So
it's just like when I read the like dates that you have on there when they came out, I was like, well, that makes sense. Like some of these, it's been over a decade since these consoles were made, except for the Vita, right? So yeah. I'm like, it makes sense, but at the same time, for the fear, like just for the pure amount of games that are just gonna be gone, it's actually pretty sad. You know, it makes sense, but it's sad. It's like watching like your old dog kind of thing like that, right? Just not as spry anymore. It's just sad.
Well, so that's why I put on here being like, so like, we have PS Now on the PlayStation 4, which has like a very small selection of PS2 games and PS3 games. So like, do you think that? I mean, do we hope that maybe like the PS1, Vita, PSP, like, I mean, I don't know how. Like,
depends on the game.
Games, I just don't know how someone would like roll over to like the controller inputs.
I mean, I think like, and don't get me wrong, it's like big taboo to say like phone games, right? Yeah. But like with like, for example, Dirge of Cerberus was a PSP game. It's a Final Fantasy VII spin-off, right? But they're gonna put it on the phone, and I think that's a pretty like good idea in reality, right? Because certain games that were on the PSP and PS Vita can go over to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 because they had enough stuff there to justify it, right? But other games, right? If they're just getting lost to ether, I'd rather have them as phone games than nothing at all.
I think out of all of this, PS2 and PS1 are my two biggest concern. There's some really good PS1 games, that I'll never play again. I shouldn't say it. I actually have a PS1 and like a bunch of shit, but like I don't have all of them, and there's probably games on this that I'll never see again, and that I thoroughly want to enjoy, or even I've wanted to try. Right, like it might be a game I never got to rent or what have you, but I really hope that maybe PS Now will pick up the slack, and like maybe they'll bring in or maybe it's just a new subscription where it's called the PlayStation Legacy Collection. It's like all your PS1, PS2, PS3 like titles all in one spot where you can just get that and just subscribe to that, where they like slowly add amount of like backwards compatible games, much like how, or just for free, much how like Nintendo does with the Super Nintendo and Nintendo right now, where you just pay a monthly fee. You pay your Nintendo Online, and then you get access to like all their old, well, not all, but you get access to select classic games that that they made available to you. And I would love if PlayStation did that. That'd be sweet.
I'd love for them to
do
that
would
again.
Especially the PS2 has the largest catalog of games, I think, of any other console ever made.
Yeah, because they kept going well into the PS3 life. They kept making games for that system. So yeah, it's got a long life. It's best selling console. It's got some of the best games. Like I still have my PS2, and I have like Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Gauntlet. Like I got some good games on there that are a lot of fun to play. And then for my PS1, I got like Dragon Valor, which I don't even know if anyone knows. And I have Legend of Legaia, which was a really cool game. I got Digimon 2 and Digimon 3 on there when they were like good games, not like the crap that comes out now. And like the old Spider-Man that was like voiced by oh my god,
was that Tobey Maguire?
No. Oh god, 1 second. I got to vamp for a second because it's gonna sound stupid anyways.
All right. Well,
Stan Lee. Woo!
Stan Lee voiced Spider-Man.
Stan Lee did the voice of Spider-Man?
He did no. He like did like, so the game was you were Spider-Man, but like he would do like the comic voices of it.
Okay.
Spidey's found himself in whatever, right? Like he would do that in it, and it was really
That's pretty cool.
And then you go around and collect old comic books for collectibles in the game. And Yeah, it was a really fun game. I have one and I have two with a bunch of cheats. I remember one cheat was Aunt May, and I think it was like invincible. But yeah, no, it was man. Oh, fuck. You know what? Actually, the TV I have now has a component segment to it, and I should hook that fucker up.
I'm lucky. Like all the games that I fell in love with on the PlayStation 2 were some of the very few games that got brought over to the PlayStation 4 library. So I get to experience all those still.
Lucky you.
Yeah, there's
I
so
know,
many
right?
games. So many games.
That's right, games. Lesser gamers, get in line.
Yeah, Jesus. And then yeah, so we also have Ratchet and Clank got an upgrade. So PS4 Ratchet and Clank got a PS5 upgrade this month to 60 frames. This was the free game that was available until March 31st during the PS Stay at Home initiative. I haven't played this one, so I'm going to because I did get it. I downloaded it as I download anything that's free thrown my way. Even if it's something I'm not going to play, I'm like whatever. I'd rather have it than not have it because I can tell you
It's
right now.
really good.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah,
to
it's
go.
fantastic.
You never play a
This is
Ratchet game.
this is the one that's like based off the movie they tried to release, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure this is like supposed to be a remake of the very first Ratchet and Clank game, right? Where they updated it, they changed some story aspects, but it was really, really good, and I really liked it. It was actually really beautiful. Like it's made by Insomniac, which is they're fucking amazing, right? And if it's been moved up to 60 frames, like is it just for the PlayStation 5? It's been moved for the
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure if I'm too happy about that, but it's still
Well,
it's still a really good game, and I think it's a good thing for other people to experience.
Moving on, we're gonna do Nintendo now because I, for some reason, like to save it last because I feel like it's probably the most we're gonna. I don't know. We had a long conversation about Xbox stuff, so we'll see. But so Mario's dead, and Nintendo pulled a Disney and threw some of the Mario shit into the vault. So as of March 31st, Mario 35th anniversary comes to an end. You can no longer purchase Mario 3D All Stars, nor can you play Mario 35. As well, you're now limited on purchasing the Game & Watch with Mario, Mario 2, and Ball. I myself am lucky I have all these things, except for I can't play Mario 35, but I have everything else. That's also because Nintendo has me by the coins. So, I mean, that being said, like, it kind of sucks that, whoever wanted maybe the 35th anniversary, or sorry, anyone who wanted like Mario 3D All Stars, because out of that whole thing, that's really the only one that matters. Like, I have the Game & Watch, and I it was definitely worth purchasing for anyone who didn't purchase it. I would say you should have. But
that's because you love everything Mario.
Man, I've been playing so much Mario 3D All Stars last like week. I've been playing between Sunshine and Galaxy nonstop, and then I mixed a little StarCraft in there.
So Andrew, thank you for showing up today. This is an intervention.
No, fuck that, man. Fuck that. But anyways, but actually though, like I mean, like the reason why I brought this up is because like we have the Zelda and Metroid anniversary. Well, we're in it, the Zelda one. I don't think we're not in the Metroid one just yet, but we're in the Zelda one, and like nothing's been said. But like again,
they're going to have Skyward Sword re-released on July 16th.
Well,
which is just a kick in the teeth, really, for a Zelda fan.
Well, I mean, like to be honest, so Mario 3D All Stars came out in November. So, and they did it something for like a whole 6 months. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Like maybe something will come out for Zelda.
Breath of the Wild 2.
We'll move on to that. Like that's later down. You're a little ahead, but
what? Is there actually?
We'll talk about we'll touch on it, but what I'm more thinking of, like I would love like a Zelda 3D All Stars where it's like Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, and maybe like Twilight Princess. If it really,
see,
I thought I had to choose my Die Hard 3.
I thought that was a dumb idea. Then you said it out loud. It's one of those things that sounds dumb on paper when I was reading it, right? But now that you said it out loud, I'm totally down for that.
I think that'd be such a good collection. Like I love Majora's Mask, but I don't think it had Majora's Mask didn't have that big of a following as Ocarina of Time did. And
just
Twilight Princess, Wind Waker had a huge following, and then Twilight Princess did not have a big of a following as Skyward Sword.
Well, it's because Twilight Princess is edgy.
Yeah, so I mean, like, give me that. And then, like, honestly, for Metroid, dude, just give me the Prime Collection. Like, if we had to do this, just give me the Prime Collection. I will play the shit out of that. And you can even release 2 collections with Metroid. Like, I would love like Metroid, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and like give me another one.
Just announce Prime 3. That's all you need to do, and everybody will be happy.
You mean Prime 4?
Prime 4. Just announce Prime 4. Everybody will be happy.
Well, they did that. Everyone was happy, and that was dead.
What? Really? They actually announced Prime 4?
Yeah, man. They had a title for it like 3 years ago.
Why is this the first time I've heard of this?
I don't know.
I've heard of it too.
Yeah, no, they had a title for. They did a title reveal for Prime 4, and then they ended up. Then it wasn't up to par, so they scrapped it, and then they got another studio doing it, and then that studio that is doing it right now is still looking for people to like take place in it. So they worked on it for like 3 years or whatever, and then scrapped the whole thing. Went to a different studio, and now they're basically restarting it. So we're not going to see that game for like a while, but it is in production. So that much I can tell you. But that's why everyone's like, give us the Prime trilogy then. Like they did the Prime trilogy once, just do it again. Like Nintendo's good at one thing, it's porting shit.
That is true.
So like just port it. Like whatever. It was a Wii game. I mean, Galaxy works really well on that Switch, and I love playing Galaxy on the thing. So yeah, give it to me. Whatever. And then next, and this is where we're going to touch on a little bit of Skyward Sword, or sorry, not Skyward Sword. Holy Christ, but Breath of the Wild 2. So Nintendo Switch Pro seems to be more and more not a rumor. So this is from Bloomberg. Nintendo company plans to unveil a model of the Switch gaming console equipped with a bigger Samsung OLED display this year, hoping the larger touchscreen can prop up demand in time for holidays. People familiar with this plan said Samsung Display Co. will start mass production of 7-inch 720 resolution OLED panel as early as June with an initial monthly target of just under 1 million units, said the people who were asked not to be identified discussing internal matters. The displays are slated for shipment to assemblers around July, the people said. Representatives from Nintendo and Samsung Display declined to comment. Nintendo seeks to sustain a Switch lineup that continues to sell well against the Xbox and PlayStation, thanks to pandemic-era breakouts like hits like Animal Crossing and a chip chunk that's play supply of rival devices. Oh, I understand. But the gadget is now into its 5th year, while Microsoft Corp and Sony Corp both have now more new and more powerful machines in the market. So I was trying to actually look for a particular article here because they actually. So I remember seeing like it was a mock. It wasn't real, but it was like kind of a mock-up of what the display would look like. So like anyone who like owns a Switch, basically like that dark border around it, like where the screen is, and that's that dark border is there's about like 1/3 of an inch or whatever, like from the edge. Yeah, that will be gone. It'll be like the full thing now. And so
I'm looking at mine right now, so that'll make a difference.
Yeah, so that'll be your full screen. It'll be OLED and it'll be in 720p. And then when you dock it, it's supposed to run up to it should run up to 4K, but I feel like this is gonna be like a PS4 Pro where it's like it can go up to 4K, but you know it doesn't quite. Yeah, like it's gonna be up to the games. I don't think it'll quite make that mark or whatever, but it'll be stronger processing, better battery, better screen. Hopefully the Joy-Con situation's fixed. But what I can tell you right now is that I'm going to buy it. So that's
but at that point, that we're just talking like obvious things. That's just like saying if the Tin Man has a sheet metal cock, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Does he?
Yeah. Watch Trailer Park Boys. It's like a bear shits in the woods.
Yeah, because it's kind of like I mean, like I don't know. Last time I checked, the Tin Man was played by a human. So.
Well, apparently he had a sheet metal cock.
All right.
Supposed to use your imagination.
Yeah.
Godzilla was played by a human.
Yeah.
No, that's real. That's real. Don't you argue with me? That shit's real. It's a real monster.
That's a man in a suit.
No.
Titanus Gojira, all right?
But yeah, so like I don't know, like I know Nolan, I don't think you're gonna buy a Switch Pro, but Austin, you gonna wait? I know you want another one.
I want to play Monster Hunter Rise, but I can't because I sold Nolan my Switch like an idiot, and a couple days later they announced it.
I'd honestly just wait, man.
Oh yeah, I'm sad though.
Whatever. It is what it is, man. But to be honest, if you think about it, you got money towards a new one. I mean, I'm trading mine in and I'll probably get $300 for my old one, and then but the new one. Sorry, I didn't state this, but the new one will be about $100 more.
I mean,
than
that
what
makes
the current-
sense.
than the
Updated.
current one. Yeah. So, but I mean, like, I don't give a shit. I'll buy it. I don't care. I really don't. I'm really bad.
Just
for crap.
let me know where you're gonna trade it in, so I can go buy yours for cheaper.
You what? No, what do you mean? Because I'll get it. I'll probably end up trading it in. Probably get like $250 for it. They're probably gonna resell it for like $300,
No,
$350. Oh yeah.
if they
I'm gonna
got the
give you
new
250
consoles
for it.
out, they're gonna fucking drop the price, dude.
Okay, so let's. You know who we're talking about, right? We're talking about
Yeah,
Nintendo.
yeah, you're right.
When do they drop their prices? Let
They don't
alone
drop prices.
let's talk about what happened last year with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Do you think I'm gonna get one?
Well, I mean,
Well,
you got lucky enough to get a PlayStation 5, so
yeah,
yeah, probably.
4 months later.
Well, hey man, I'm still waiting. So
Because some dude with a Twitter handle too is the only reason why I got it. So, but yeah, no, god damn. But yeah, we'll see. And then I think this is our last story of this whole thing. Yeah. Cool. So this is a good one. Nintendo expects. Sorry, we didn't talk about Breath of the Wild 2 because we're going to talk about it here. But Nintendo expects to ship record-breaking software. So again, this is from Joe Screbbles at IGN. I quote: Nintendo is reportedly expecting to ship 250 million units of software in its next fiscal year, which I think is from May to May for Nintendo, comfortably beating its existing all-time records, thanks to a lineup of mostly unconfirmed blockbuster games. Per anonymous sources of Bloomberg, Nintendo has briefed some partners and suppliers on its expectations of April 2021 to March 2022. Sorry, it's April to April. Sorry, guys. And set expectations of shipping 250 million games. That huge number is seemingly driven by the Bloomberg's calls a series of marquee game releases and what analyst Sirkin Toto calls a much stronger blockbuster software lineup and new hardware. Nintendo is already forecasting a record year for sales in its current fiscal year ending March 2021, expecting to see 205 million shipped units. 250 million shipped units. Its previous best year came in financial year 2008 when the huge popularity of the Wii saw 204.6 million units shipped. Financial year 2020 was unexpectedly huge for Nintendo with the upswing in gaming due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the enormous success of Animal Crossing: New Horizons, propelling the company to its current success. So basically, what I'm hearing here is we're
A
going to get
25% increase. That's huge.
So yeah, but the reason why they're expecting that is because we're supposed to get huge blockbuster games this year. So okay, so let's say we do get the Switch Pro. Do you think they're gonna release like all these blockbuster games with it? So like Breath of the Wild 2 and like maybe a Zelda collection or like a Metroid collection or like unannounced games that we don't know. Well, Mario Golf is
Mario
coming
versus
up,
Mario versus Rabbids 3, the Hunt for
2,
Mario versus Rabbids
and
2.
also that is actually possible to come out. And don't you drag that game's name through the dirt. That is an amazing game. Fucking loved it.
You see, that game though has no right to be as good as it actually is.
But it's
It's a
fucking
fucking
amazing.
Rabbids game, for fuck's
And I will
sake.
say right now, if no one's played it, go look it up because I'm pretty sure it's still on sale for like $20, and it's worth the $20. I paid full
It's
price.
really good.
It's worth the $20.
But no, like because Rabbids have always been a meme. That's why I did the Thanksgiving title, Mario vs. Rabbids 3, the Hunt for Mario vs. Rabbids 2.
I don't know, man. I would. I didn't play the Donkey Kong expansion on that one, but I would. I think I would 100%. I would. Yeah, I'd buy the second one. That game was so much fun.
Yeah, it was. That's what I mean by big blockbuster, because it's such a good game, right? And it has no right to be. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah, I would. I want it. I want it to happen, and I hope because we're talking about it, it does. But I mean, like, even if they did like Mario Odyssey 2, I would do that too. Like, give me Mario Odyssey 2. I love the first one.
Yes, and I'm worried it'll be like the case of like Mario Galaxy 2, right? Where it's just like do something different, right?
I would actually be okay if they kept Mario Odyssey the same for myself because it had a bit of everything I liked about Mario's platforming. They threw in some old school level, like old school style gaming in there, where you turn back into like 8-bit Mario, and like the worlds were kind of fun to traverse, and like I really enjoyed the fact that even though you beat the game, you could just go back and like keep going, like, and there's so much to do in that game after you beat it, like mass amounts of things to do, and I did, like, I played that game for quite a while after I beat it because you can beat it pretty quickly. It's like maybe like a 10-hour game to beat, but like
Well, no,
even
I
that,
know, and
but
I
like
can
even that being
understand
said,
that.
it was a lot of fun. Like it's not like when you play like when you play Mario 64 and stuff. Like I don't know, I you don't. I'm not saying there is much incentive to go back, but I feel like they give you like false incentive to go back. As for like I think Mario 64 or Sunshine, like once you're kind of done, you're like it's so much work to get to the end that once you got to the end, if you're like I'm done with all of it. But like with this one, it's like it's really quick to get to the end, and then once you're at the end, you're like, I can just keep going, and like you can just experience new Mario levels for just the fun of it.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. It's just if you're gonna do more, just add more maps to Mario Odyssey, right?
Well, that's
More
what
like
everyone
because
wanted.
well, I was going to say because like there's the like the desert slash Mexico theme one, and then
Yeah,
like the super city one and everything like that. Those are really really cool and really interesting because we've never seen Mario in those like settings. But you know, like there was not a whole. You're right. It's a shortcut. There's not a whole lot of maps. So if you're gonna do something, don't add like 4 new maps and price it as a whole new game.
no. Well, I
Add
don't know. I don't think they do that. I think they do, like a whole bunch of new maps and impress it in
yeah,
the
do
game.
that, or just come up with something new. Like for the reason why I like Galaxy so much is because it was completely different than Sunshine, and the reason why I like Sunshine a lot is because it's completely different than 64.
I didn't think Sunshine was that different from 64.
Man, you had all the water mechanics. You can actually
Well, yeah, like the gameplay was different, but like the game itself and like what you were doing, I don't think was overly different. Like the game mechanics were different, but the game, like the story of the games was the same as 64. Like even some of the quests you do in Sunshine are exactly like are mimics of quests like to get shines, or almost the exact same thing you do in 64. Like not all of them. Like I literally just did the watermelon one, which was like the biggest pain in my ass. But like you know, there's like I had to race a dude. You know, you have to fight a boss where you have to like knock him out 3 times or do whatever like that. Like all I was saying, like with Mario Odyssey though, like the way you would kill bosses were different. Like you had like you could turn into shit.
no, and
And
I
then
told like that. You're
yeah.
pretty much confirming what I was saying, right? The reason why I liked Odyssey at the very least is because it was so different from Galaxy. I didn't like Galaxy 2 because it's just Galaxy with more stuff, and I had to pay for it again.
PlayStation Plus subscribers will get Days Gone, Oddworld Soulstorm for PS5 only, and Zombie Army for Dead of War.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, but Oddworld
Dude, that's
is
awesome.
so PlayStation 5 owners can download Oddworld Soulstorm, a modern day reimagining of 1998's Oddworld Age Exodus. But that's only for
Oh,
PlayStation 5, and that comes out on release day.
hell yeah, man.
But these go from April 6th to May 3rd, and Oddworld Soulstorm makes its debut on PS5 on April 6th, which is probably makes sense why they did that. So those are your free games for PlayStation. That's all the news I got. So what have we been playing? Anyone been playing anything fun?
Well, I'm planning on starting Halo.
Oh right, yeah, we are playing that. Yeah.
That's planned after we're done here. I'm downloading Xbox Game Pass.
And Halo's gonna you were not gonna play Halo tonight.
No, probably not.
But we
I'll
can.
let
I
you
don't
know
know.
when I do.
Yeah, let me know, and then yeah, because well,
I
it's
want to play
Saturday.
Halo.
You can't play tomorrow.
Can I come over, Andrew? Can I come over and play Halo?
Why do you have to come to my house?
Because
I don't want
I
your
don't want to
infectious
play on my,
body over here.
I don't want to play on my phone.
No, and well, yeah, because we could all play it together too, right?
Yeah, we'll do a lasso run.
I can still stream because I can hook up my Xbox to the TV on my new 65-inch
Yeah,
TV.
and then I'll be like, Nolan, all right, we'll have a prep talk and I'll be like, listen, don't fuck this up for me, okay?
Yeah, because Austin's gonna want to play it on Legendary, and then if you die, you're fucked until he can.
No, that's the whole point of the lasso round, man. We're putting all the skulls on. You die, you fuck over everybody. We're all going back.
Man,
I'm gonna fuck you over right as soon as it fucking starts. Then.
yeah, I was gonna say, man, I played today with the explosive grunts, and that was a bad idea.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm pumped now. I'm pumped for this.
I also made the explosive grunts have like an extra 2 meter radius explosion, so you had to be
hell
pretty
yeah.
far away to watch them, like so you didn't die. But
Just shoot him in the head.
and then yeah, also Nolan, have you even played Odyssey? Bastard. Why did I even
Not
lend
yet.
it to you? Why did I even lend it to you?
For me, I've been playing Monster Hunter, and I finally got into Strikers because I finally beat the expansion pack of Persona 5 Royale, which was amazing.
I already said what I was playing. I was playing Galaxy Sunshine, and I've been playing through the campaign of like the first StarCraft because I don't think I've actually ever played through Brood Wars. So I'm
Really?
looking at it. I don't think so. I don't
Man,
remember.
I've tried StarCraft 2 and I've gotten probably halfway through it.
Oh, see,
But it just doesn't have the same. I don't know, like
It's
the original
easier.
StarCraft. I loved from the very moment I started it. StarCraft 2, it's just I don't know, something's
It's
missing to it.
easier. It's easier. I find StarCraft
It
2 so much
is.
easier than StarCraft 1. And like
Oh
even
yeah,
like the missions aren't as long. Like some of the missions I play like are like you're playing for about an hour to like get through some of the stuff just because like you have a very finite amount of resources that they give you at the start, best especially best being gas, and so then you have to go find like another one. And like I'm playing on a harder difficulty, so they will come and fuck me up hard like whenever. Like what's nice though is that like I don't know, I guess it's the AI in it, but like they'll at least come fuck me up from my new base and not so much my old base. But like I played the one where I'm doing the Terran one, and I played mission 9 when you have to like kill the Protoss base but protect the Zerg base,
yeah.
and that's when you leave Kerrigan behind. But anyways, and man, I was like an hour into it. And I didn't save. I was an hour into it, and I put a tank in whatever you call it, like battle mode or whatever, you know, when it like
Yeah.
clamps down and stuff.
Siege mode.
And siege mode, and it attacked a Zerg base and killed it like right away, and I was just like, mission failed. I'm like, God damn it! And I had to play the whole thing all over again. And I was like, I didn't touch it for a day because I was like, man, that was a lot of work to get where I was.
I would have been so pissed.
It was so much work to get where I was, and like I had such a fortified base, like nothing could get through me. But then like I just put something way too close, and it was garbage. But then, yeah, I go back.
I've
I finished
uninstalled games for less than that.
Yeah, I was upset. Once I played it through the second time, I saved like probably every 20 minutes. I saved, and then but like what was also nice though is the second time I played it was faster because like I found out where the second resource base was, like where I could like build a new base for resources, and so at least that was a little quicker because I actually did that a lot faster than you probably should have, because I was just like, I'm just gonna get it now, kill everything on the way, and like because man, I'm not gonna lie, when in doubt, you have Marines, man. You just have an army of Marines, and you have them all souped up to level 3 armor and guns, and you just wave Marines all day, all times. Like you just wave after wave after wave, and you will win with just Marines.
My favorite level in StarCraft 1 is when you're defending that little base and you have a timer. When it counts down, you just get overwhelmed by the Zerg. And you just build outposts and you just pump out Marine after Marine after Marine.
Yeah.
And it's like a scene of Starship Troopers. That's my favorite level in all of StarCraft I've played. 1 and 2.
I got the HD, like I did the upgraded one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and you know what? You asked me before, like, is it worth it? I actually think it's worth it. Like after playing it in HD and like remembering what it looked like non HD, I mean, for like $18, yeah, it was. I know I got it for 12 because it was on sale. So I want to
that.
I want to get the dude. I'll play with you. I wanted to get the Warcraft upgrade, but I'm not paying $40 for that game.
I don't blame you.
I refuse to pay $40 for an upgraded version of that game. I think that's all we got then for this episode, for episode 6. Remember that you can always support us on Acast, subscriptions below. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at One Podcast for Nerds. You can always email us One Podcast for Nerds. That's the number 1, number 4, nerds at gmail.com. And you can also follow us on Patreon, where you'll be able to see all the new shows that we're going to do and be a part of the community and, you know, get involved and chat with us. So I think
I'm interested to see your guys' opinion on our conversations.
But yeah, so you know, thanks for listening to episode 6. It was a lot of fun being here. I think I had a lot of fun. It was actually a good episode, and Not that our other ones are bad. This one was a lot of fun. All right, guys.
Face bomb.
All
Bye.
right, cheers, guys.
Bye.